This is CAADP CNG Connect, and we are here at Radisson Blue Hotel in Johannesburg, South Africa. With me here is a lady that is going to tell us her name and the organization that is representing this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Bridget Mugambe. I come from Uganda, but I work with the continental organization called Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Africa. We are one of the non-state actors in this meeting.
Now, you have heard, you've learned a lot from this, particular, meeting. What is it that, to you are the takeaways from this meeting?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think for me the main takeaway is there is a lot of commitment from different actors across Africa to see agriculture and food security on the continent progressing. So one of the critical things that we have to do, and also from the discussions in the meeting, we need strong collaboration, not a top-down, agenda, but a bottom-up, mobilized from the community level, includes non-state actors, include media, include the farmers, very critical, especially the women who are the majority. So we have to collaborate. Different actors include traders. That is one of the key takeaways that I get from here. But also the other is around how we evaluate ourselves. There are a lot of questions how data is collected from the biannual reviews. How do we collect that information? Who is involved in that information? It also relates to collaboration, but it's also about strengthening, our efforts this time around. This is the third CAADP, so something has to be different. How we work has to be different.
Interesting. You mentioned something about different, something to be done different. But from what people are commenting is that this whole CAADP issue or initiative has not been, domesticated. Now, we are here and we've talked about this launch. We've learned about the challenges that may have happened. In your opinion, what challenges do you think, you have encountered as an non-state actors playing in that role?
Yeah, one of the challenges is that there is a disconnect, between often what our policymakers commit to and how it translates at national level. So, for example, CAADP has high-level commitments, but we don't see some of these happening, in terms of projects at the national level. We don't see policies that are touching on the objectives we want to achieve, for example, around nutrition, around healthy diets. So there's a lot of commitments that are left hanging, that are not translated into action, that are not translated into accountability. So as non-state actors who are also watchdogs over the government, we see that we've had challenges really getting and holding the governments accountable, and them coming back and reporting and what exactly have they initiated on the ground to achieve these objectives, and having that data to speak to it clearly.
You are going back home.
Yeah.
You meet somebody at the airport and maybe ask you, what is it that in one word, your takeaway from that meeting, what would that be?
Well, it's difficult to put it in one word, but I think the takeaway is Africa should be self-sufficient in its food security and agriculture.
Okay, let's take that again. You go to the airport, and you meet this person and he's asking you, what is your takeaway from this meeting? What is it that you're going to tell them?
Well, the takeaway is it's difficult to get one word, but I would say, for me, it is food sovereignty. That's my word.
Madam, thank you very much for your time. Maybe we might have left out something that you possibly would want, to say.
Yeah, I think one thing that I would like to emphasize is the need for us to really push for sustainable practices, agricultural practices. We have a lot of impacts on agriculture systems that are coming from imports of hazardous pesticides, that are coming from technologies that don't work for farmers, advancing genetically modified organisms. So I feel in this 10-year period, we should move towards advancing our own knowledge, our own research, and making sure that we work with the farmers in the systems that are already working for them, systems that are agroecological, that are sustainable, and ensure our own self-sufficiency and food sovereignty.
Madam, thank you very much. And there we have it. This is what the takeaways have been in this meeting, and we're wishing that going back home, the lady is going to, articulate all what they've been discussing here. From me, Sydney Kadungapiri, I'm signing out for CNG Connect.